Captain America Brave New World reported budget is entirely unexpected. Marvel scaled back on production costs for the new Captain America film. And this comes from the big report that came out yesterday that after we've had a couple of weeks of, wow, these box office projections are fucking awful. It's worse than Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania. It's worse, on par with Eternals, things like that for this budget. For the box office projections. Well, then all of a sudden they come out with a new report. Oh, by the way, even though it was reported and rumored that this cost around $350 million after multiple delays, multiple rewrites, multiple rounds of reshoots, including effectively reshooting the entire movie. And that's what a lot of
and adding a character in one of these reshoots.
Yeah, adding characters, eliminating characters, completely changing the context of it. They reshot effectively the entire fucking movie. Yeah. Right? That's what they did. Now, have they done that before? Yes. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, they did that. We've seen Quantumania had massive changes. Like, we have seen this, not necessarily unprecedented for them to do that, but the way in which it got out was a little bit unprecedented. And people see $350 million. Well, that's a crazy budget. It's actually right in line with virtually everything the MCU's put out over the last couple of years. But they are claiming the film only had an $880 million budget. Now, I've heard that that's about the budget for the reshoots. Mm-hmm. That's what's being reported. However, it was reported by The Hollywood Reporter. Captain America Brave New World tracking for promising $90 million plus debut. I want to see, Eric, it also costs around $180 million, less than many other Marvel movies. It's, of course, the reaction from a lot of these corporate cock-sucking queers who, they're going to simp for any MCU project that comes out. People here say no to The Hollywood Reporter, then quoting World of Real is why media literacy is dead. But Apple Care and this random person on the internet told me it cost over $300 million to make. So that must be correct, right? You are all stupid as fuck. The amount of clowns being in denial in the comments section is fucking hilarious. Imagine putting your trust in an unreliable source over an actual news trade. God, some of y'all are so damn gullible. Now that we know the scoops were verifiable lies and the opening weekend projections are strong, they're not strong, actually. Can we officially let the era of positivity around Brave New World begin? Let's be done allowing trolls and bad faith debates to dominate the chat around this film. Let the hype flow. Let the hype flow.
These have got to be Marvel bots, man. No, I've seen no hype for this film whatsoever.
Oh, no. And right, these people they're corporate cocksuckers. That's who they are. They're fucking queers who want Disney and the MCU to fucking jam their cock down the throat and come in their mouth. That's what they fucking want. That's what who these people are. That's what they want. But the idea that, oh, how ridiculous. What do you mean you don't believe this number that got put out to the Hollywood Reporter and Variety and Deadline? They're real trades. We'll do a history lesson, Jay.
I love history.
I did a lot of training. I did a lot of instructing when I was in the Navy, so I'm used to teaching and going over things. I have no problem giving a history lesson to these random queers.
Hold on a second. Parker, he has Free Palestine in his bio.
So does this one, by the way. They're probably not going to be happy about the Israeli hero. Let's do a quick history lesson. All right. One of the great things about filming in the United Kingdom is, one, for the studios that go over there, they get a big tax break for money that they spend in the UK. They get basically a 25.5% tax rebate for any of the money they provably spend in the UK if you film your production over there, which is great for studios, right? That's why a lot of studios are moving and doing it in a place like that, so they're not spending as much money overall. The downside for that is, in order to get that rebate, you have to file officially all of the costs associated with the production of your film. Not the marketing, but the production. And that comes out, sometimes a fiscal year after the fact, after it's actually been put out. So it takes a little while. But I want to remind you, look at all these trades, all the reliable news trades like Variety, Deadline, Hollywood Reporter, right? They're all owned by the same company, so they all put out the same information. But let's go to this. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, summoning 2022's biggest domestic opening. What did they tell us about Doctor Strange 2 Multiverse of Madness? As is the case with any Marvel film, Doctor Strange 2 costs a pretty penny, carrying a $200 million production price tag. Well, $200 million. You remember that movie? That made, what, $950 million? It was heralded as profitable. It was heralded as, wow, what a success for Marvel. Well, it's because it didn't actually cost $200 million. The trades repeated a lie that was told to them by Marvel. They were lying to you about this production budget. What did it actually cost? Well, when they were forced to reveal them in the tax documents, it turns out that they spent $415 million on the production of Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness.
Imagine my shock.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Yeah.
So imagine my shock. They didn't tell the truth. How dare you, Ryan? That can't be true.
No, it must just only be one, right? It's just a fucking one-off. There couldn't possibly be another example from the last 2 years of them doing something like this.
Not at all.
Like that would never happen. Oh, wait. Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. The movie had an estimated production budget of $200 million.
Someone's not doing their job over there correctly, I tell you.
Wait. A year after the fact, what do we find out? Oh, they spent over $330 million on it. Okay, so you lied about that. You lied about Doctor Strange 2. You lied about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. That must just be it, right? It couldn't possibly be any more. Oh, wait, the Marvel.
That's gotta be it.
China box office. The Marvel bombs as superhero fatigue deepens. The Marvel sequel, which cost $200 million to make, lost its opening weekend in China. Oh, wait. Oh, Deadline said this. Hollywood Reporter said this. Variety. Like, these trades, they're the ones that are saying this shit about the Marvels and about all this stuff. Oh, wait. The Marvels cost $374 million to produce, not including marketing. And this is all in the aftermath of when Disney is forced to reveal on tax documents how much they actually spent on these things. And of course, that's 2 years after the fact. Some people will have forgotten about it already. And a lot of retarded fucks like these dumb pieces of shit, right? All these fucking cock-gobbling retards, they must forget about this. So they didn't know it to begin with. So they say to themselves, oh, you mean this movie that provably had massive problems and massive reshoots, admitted by the cast and crew that they refilmed effectively the entire fucking movie, delayed multiple times, that this is the cheapest thing that Marvel's done by about half in 5 years? You are a fucking dumb piece of shit if you buy this budget. What I've been told from the same place that I heard that, Henry Cavill was going to be a variant of Wolverine and Deadpool and Wolverine well before that came out. From the same place I heard that Robert Downey Jr. was returning as Dr. Doom weeks and weeks before the rumors started flying in his appearance at Comic-Con, that this is approximately the budget for just the reshoots alone. That's what I've heard. And I 100% think that it costs in the realm of $350 million because that's what they're spending on all this shit. That's what they spent on the fucking Marvels. That's what they spent on Ant-Man the Wasp: Quantumania. That's what they spent on Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness. Right? So it's not even like a $350 million is insane based on what we've seen them spend. These are straight up lies in order to deceive people. And guess what? A lot of people, the vast majority of people out there, are going to just take them at their word that that's what it is. That's why they do these things. But obviously, this is not the case for this movie.
So they throw out these numbers because they hope people will see that smaller budget. So when it doesn't do well, people can't say it was a bomb and they're not embarrassed. Basically, what's happening here. That's pretty much all it is. So obviously they know the projections are terrible. They know the pre-sales aren't doing well. So it's like, this ain't going to do too good. Might not. I mean, who knows? So we don't want another bomb on our hands. But unfortunately, not only do they have this one coming up, they have Snow White right around the corner. So looks like they got two big bombs in a row. But I guess time will tell what will happen with this film. With added marketing, what are we looking at here? Almost 500 million total?
I think your best case scenario, based on what we know, is probably the $350 million, which is the actual number, not 180 million. If we best case scenario, right, say $100 million in marketing, This thing would need to be over a 900 million, close to $1 billion just to break even. And that's
Just
best case scenario. Now, let's say we take them at their word. All right. Let's say we take this lie that Marvel has told everyone, because it is a lie. $180 million is a straight up pathetic lie. Let's take a $180 million lie, add $100 million for marketing, right? The most conservative we could imagine for this movie. It's probably more than that, probably close to 150 based on everything we've seen, but we'll make the most conservative thing we can say, $100 million. That means they've got $280 million invested in it. That would mean that this movie needs to do somewhere between $550 and $600 million to break even. I don't know if that's going to happen. I just
look
don't.
Like it is.
You know, like right now it's tracking behind Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which went on to make about $460 million worldwide. It's tracking around the same as Eternals, which Eternals made about $400 million worldwide. So a lot's going to depend on, how it holds, second weekend, third weekend, stuff like that. But there's not a lot of competition for it, quite frankly. They're hoping that Black History Month helps it out. No joke. That's what they're hoping. That's what they're desperately hoping.
I thought it was Valentine's Day weekend. Take
It
that
is Valentine's
special
Day weekend.
Take that someone special and go to the movies and enjoy a nice Captain America film for Valentine's.
Bro, that's the movie you take your girl to if you want her to break up with you. If you don't have the balls to break up with her for some reason and you want her to break up with you, that's what you do.
But Ryan, I think you're missing the big kahuna that what's going to drive ticket sales. It is of course the popcorn buckets that are available. We can get the Red Hulk with popcorn coming out of his back, or the Shield with wings. I don't know. Coming to AMC. Which one are you picking up? Neither. Oh, okay. Not a popcorn bucket
probably
guy.
Neither of these look super appealing to me. I will say this. I think that not necessarily for this film, but the popcorn bucket thing in general is a brilliant idea for them to just fucking gobble up money from people. Because, bro, people are paying more for the popcorn buckets than their tickets. It is, I imagine it's helped out theaters. I imagine it's helped out these studios when it comes to all this shit. Excuse me, I'm hiccuping.
That's okay. I think the greatest popcorn bucket ever created was the Batman one with the light. That one was freaking spectacular. And of course, the Dune one was kind of fun. I know you've got a lot of work out of that one. But yeah, like those have been pretty odd. The Batman one looked like incredible.
The Batman one was really cool.
Brave New World is having 30-minute preview press screening next week on Thursday. So initial social media reactions are expected to drop that day. So is it just 30 minutes of the film, or do they summarize the whole movie in 30 minutes? I'm assuming it's just a 30. I mean, I'm never going to be invited to something like this.
It's probably just the first 30 minutes.
First 30 minutes, and then off they go.
That's my guess. That's my guess, but I don't know. I wouldn't get invited to a screening like that.
That's too bad. I think you'd do well. They should invite you to the Mando and Grogu film screening.
I'm good.